Hey! Gameplay! Whoa! Evident. Competitive update. Number 6 down there can actually just go fuck itself, in my opinion.
So welcome back. This is the time we're gonna talk about gameplay. So I have with me Stefan and Ben. Welcome, guys.
Stefan and Ben.
Oh yeah, we're doing super.
I have a
So
Michael
about
plus
Medjay.
Stefan and Ben.
Describe Medjay.
Duality, specialized, and I'm gonna add imposing.
Okay, yeah,
We'll get to why in the coming segment.
pretty
for sure.
soon.
Yep.
Awesome. So Stefan, tell us more about the gameplay fight style of this hero.
Absolutely. So as we said before, an Outlander to us is really a unique culture, in this case Egyptian, which is cool. We just talked all about that. And the second is unique gameplay opportunities.
Stuff those mice up your mouth or some shit. This really sounds like it.
Medjay has transformed, the ability to have 2 separate modes while in locked combat at all times. So unlike Highlander, where you get smacked and you're knocked out of your second mode all the time,
Medjay
this character
station
gets
is
to live in that mode as much as they want. So you have 2 completely
different styles.
separate kits in the same kit.
It's like 2 in
basically.
1.
Oh,
So Ben,
gonna be
I
fun.
feel like we should just dive into it.
so, come on,
let's get into
come
it.
on. Oh yeah,
So, this is
show
the
me.
fun part. Let's go with the chains first, right?
Sure.
Start with the basics. The chain, if you're familiar with Shaolin, it's exactly the same. So you're going into light, heavy, light, heavy, heavy, light, heavy, light. As long as you're alternating, you're going to get the chain going as long as you have stamina.
So an infinity chain.
Your chain lights are enhanced, so you can keep going all the time. And if
Okay.
you press light twice, for example, you're going to get into your finisher light.
Sure.
If you get heavy twice, you're going to go into your finisher heavy, and that's the end of your chain. So that's out of the way. As you can
Perfect.
see,
Sorry, can you throw a few more lights and heavies just so we can get all the damage values for those
yeah.
recording along at home?
Yes.
there you go. There you go, recorded. Yeah, as you can see, everything is uninterruptible stance as soon as you get into the chain. The fact that he has
Light
this
heavy.
gigantic staff and holding it like
27
really at the end,
32 for a finisher?
means that he has really imposing arcs.
Let's take it.
And basically, this is kind of telling you that this is a hero that's going to be comfortable in group fights when he's in staff mode. Let's get through the rest of the kit real quick.
Sure.
So you have side dodge heavies.
Of
classic,
course.
Dodge those pesky Blackbriar bashes and shoulder bashes.
Of course.
Dodge forward heavy, which, if I can show it off here, does what it should do, which is close the gap, prevent someone from rolling out, initiate combat.
Okay.
etc. We have the zone, which, as you can see, has very short forward range, but that's on purpose because usually you want to kind of target the guy in front of you and hit the guy that's behind you. If it would go forward a lot, you would miss those external hits. So that would feel a lot worse than have a zone that is like moving a lot forward. Next, we have the big payoff bind move, which is the dodge forward guard break. There you go. Kind of like a demon embrace. It deals
20
damage
damage?
and it chains into your chain lights, your chain heavies, all that good stuff.
No,
And you can
no,
perform it
no.
After any light in chain.
I know
So
he's
you can
hitting
target
him
swap
with his
in a
weapon,
group fight
but 20
surprise,
damage?
and you'll understand.
Are you
why
fucking
we're doing
nuts?
this a bit later when we get into the access mode. You'll see.
Yes.
I think that covers. Oh yeah, I guess we got the guard break. Guard break punish, kind of not the usual one. So you'll have a top guard break punish for this hero. Remember, if you're playing Warlord, you know that you have to go top to get that guaranteed heavy. With Medjay, don't do side, or you'll get this.
You
Not a
get
fun
cocked. Basically.
Otherwise, I think we're ready to go.
I think so. Let's just kind of sum up this form a little bit. So
That's the
if you're
first
in,
form
staff mode. You've
of his
got
staff.
big trajectories. You've got uninterruptible stance, and you've got a really good gank melee move that lets you do direct damage and so on. So
But
it's kinda
20?
speaking to you as like
I can see him being
group
nerfed
fight,
day
this is a
one.
group fight,
I'm not even kidding.
Lane as well, I guess.
Or after the first
Yeah.
It's very
week
difficult
or
to
two,
know,
whatever.
in my humble opinion.
The
at
early
least.
access because you pay for him.
But everyone's opinion, I
Yeah,
think.
okay,
He's
fair
gonna
enough.
get nerfed with the
So that's basically
the
what's in
bash
one mode.
grab
This is what you
thingy.
want to use it for.
It is
So now
kind
we're
of
gonna use
a
the same
pin
mode.
All
kind
right,
of thing.
so I
Do
mean,
it.
we're
Pin,
gonna talk about the
bash,
mode switch a bit.
Whatever,
So
damage on that
guard
shouldn't
break
exist, in
is
my
your
opinion.
Mode switch special move. So you're going to take some time to switch between modes. You are a bit vulnerable while you're doing this, so you don't want to be caught with your pants down, wanting to switch in the middle of a fight. But we have ways to speed that up. So, for example, you want to be in access mode coming into a fight. Yeah, this is a duel. I'm like, I don't want to be in staff mode. Boom, you can enter lock, back and guard break, and it's going to be a quick transform, we call. Same thing for every recovery that the character has can be cancelled with this quick transform, so you can
Yeah,
do everything
there is
that
some
you want,
berserker in him.
as fast as possible. And we even have it
That light
on
looked
parry
like a
and
berserker
cancel.
top
So
light.
if, Steph, you want
So-
to throw a heavy, there you go. You can switch stance and still
Nice.
get your guaranteed damage that you would have had from like that heavy or light parry.
So not only like you can just switch the mode like that, but you can really like do like a follow up like attack, axe, quick stand. Like
Yeah,
it's
you
cool.
can
It's
have,
cool
like,
that you're
it's
like
a really cool flow when
pretty
it gets
versatile.
going for sure. It's super cool to see. I
Nice.
love what we did here.
Yeah, I'm super happy with it on parry, especially because that's a time a lot of times where you're like, oh, I thought it was a duel, but now it's a group fight. So I got to parry off at some point, and I can transform into the mode I want, or vice versa.
Yeah. And while you're in axe, Ben, remember when we did like a hit reaction in axe? That was a big challenge that we had because it was always going back into a staff. And thank you to Tariq and the GPP team to helping us creating like magic, programmer magic to make it happen. So I don't know if you can show like when you get it into axe. So
Do it.
there you
Let's
go.
So yeah, I mean, this hero has been a long time coming. Like
That was a
we
big
had
challenge, yeah.
a lot of work to do before we even started working on him. So it's a great achievement, and it's super cool that we get
Yeah,
to show it off today.
can we see some execution as well?
I mean, we're gonna get through the access mode stuff
Oh,
first.
okay, yes. I'm just too excited.
Calm
sorry.
down,
I'm
calm
too
down.
excited.
I mean, she's the animator girl, so of course she wants to see the executions.
We'll see it all.
All right, so Medjay in access mode, he has move parity. That's what we call it. I don't know if we made that up, but it means that whatever you're pressing in one mode, it's gonna do something in the other mode. So if I go dodge forward heavy in access mode, there's something there. If I do side dodge heavy in access mode, there's something there. If I do zone, obviously there's a zone. If I do the dodge forward guard break, instead of being a big bind move, it's a super quick unreactable bash that this time guarantees a light and, of course, combos into itself infinitely for as long as I have stamina.
Okay.
And you have the heavy
No damage,
finishers
though.
that instead of having unreachable stance, have some good old unblockable properties.
But 30
to really force
damage.
a reaction out of your opponent.
So what you're saying there with the input parity is basically like we taught you all the moves that you have in staff mode.
Mm-hmm.
So using the same inputs that you've seen there, you can do the same character kind of flow in the axe mode, and you get moves basically. So yeah, they have different properties and different use cases, but basically,
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. So like there is literally two move sets, but since once you know what to press in one, you'll know what to press in the other one, and then it's just a matter of having like properties, for example, 400 ms chain lights, and the unblockable heavy finishers. So I think that gets us to the executions, right?
Yes.
okay.
Oh. All right, no more invincible. Let's see him real quick. I got this guy. So
We had
Cool.
so much fun in mocap, like doing the stuff like detach, attach, detach, attach during the execution. I love it.
and if you are in access mode, you will be reverting to staff mode if you start an execution, if you go into the execution timer, and if you go out of lock. Same thing here. So
Out of
that's
lock,
a good
back
thing
to normal
know,
stance.
but that's why we have the shortcuts to go into access mode whenever you want.
So what would be the logical transition if you play a hero, like in terms of fight kit or play style, like to play the Medjay? Which hero would be like them?
I think it depends what you're used to, basically. Like if you
one.
Yeah, they're so good.
Just had to get it out of my system.
If you're used to big trajectory characters, your JJs, your Griffins, then you will, I think, quite naturally learn the group fight aspect of this, the staff mode side of this. And if you're used to some of the characters that can kind of nuke you down quickly, if
He's
things go their
scratching
way,
his ass.
the assassins or berserkers, let's say, you'll quite quickly learn how to do the flow for axe mode, basically.
Exactly. So, should we get into the feats next?
Yes, we should do that.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
right?
Let's do that.
All right.
I hope this theory of 2 modes extends all the way to the feats.
It does. That's why I said duality earlier. So I'm super happy that we managed to do this. It was a hurdle, but we managed to do a hero where each of the feats has 2 different uses.
That's
So
crazy.
basically, the hero has
What?
kind of like 8 feats. Let's
Excuse me?
roll the video. The videos. So on the first feat, we have the Sunshine Strength. When you get a kill in staff mode, for the duration of your life, you will now have a defense buff for as long as you live. So as soon as you die, you're going to lose it, but you're in Axis mode, you're in staff mode. As soon as you get that buff, you're going to keep it.
Okay.
And next, we have the opposite effect in Axis mode. If you get a kill and you have that...
That's an
that feat
attack buff then.
activated, you will now get a passive attack buff for the duration of your life. And the fun part, the quest, as we call it, is that once you get both buffs, you can get both buffs at once. And so you are a passively buffed defense and attack hero for the rest of your life. And that's even scarier, knowing what the hero can do.
Exactly. So you get to keep each of these pieces. So kind of your goal, as you say, your quest in each life is try to get a kill in one
For
wave, and then you
32
get to keep the defensive buff, the little green thing you see on the shoulders,
damage.
forever until you die. And then ideally, if you get it in the other mode, then you get the attack one as well. You see your hands glowing and your shoulders glowing, and you'll be like, I'm left all the time.
There you go. All right, moving on to the second feat, the Moonlight Drain, which, as its name implies, is a debuff. So if you hit your melee bind attack with the staff mode, you'll see a debuff on your opponent. That debuffs its defense. So this is your big bind move, the big gank move that will hopefully have your allies nearby, ready to do heavies.
I still don't
If
like
your
the
al-
20
if
damage
your
on
opponent
that
is debuffed at the
bash
same time,
spin
he's gonna
thing.
do a lot of damage. So
I really don't.
fits really well with the game plan. And if we go with the staff equivalent,
Bop.
the axis equivalent,
yeah.
sorry, you hit your little unreactable bop there. That's going to apply a debuff on the attack of the opponent, giving you an edge in that combat, in that duel, allowing you to tank a bit more damage. And since it's a move that you'll be landing often, you can
One
expect
is an
them
attack
to be
buff,
debuffed,
and the other one is a debuff.
Pretty much the whole fight, I would guess.
I like that both like staff and axe, they kind of like talk to each other in the same, like they're kind of similar but different, depending on the mode. So I feel like it's
Exactly. So
That's an
we
attack
had,
debuff.
we had an opportunity to have a feat set that reflects that duality for
Yeah.
sure. So the stuff that you get in axes makes sense for you in axes, and the stuff you get in axe as well. So perfect example is the third feat, Scarab Relief, which in staff is a AoE healing around you. You're going to be in a group fight with Medjay a lot, so that's what you want to have.
Okay.
And if you are in Axis mode, it's a greedy mode. You're in a 1v1. You want to get healing for yourself. Or it's going to be
Basic
more healing,
second win.
obviously, than the staff counterpart. But yeah, honestly, it's just a greedy, a greedy aspect.
I love that both like if staff, your whole kit is about being like group fighting, and it's reflected in the feat here especially. This is super good. You can heal your friends, and then vice versa. If you're an axe, your whole mode is about 1v1ing. So if you can heal yourself for a bit more than you could heal a group, this is awesome.
And there you go. And the big payoff reflects that as well. On the feat 4, we have on staff a big projectile AoE that you can throw around and hit people that are bunched up in a group fight for medium damage. And then you have the axis mode.
50
which,
damage! Come on!
Is a single target projectile that deals a crap ton of damage to just one person.
70!
And
Are
that
you
pretty much covers
fucking
all of the
kidding
feats.
me?
We are super curious to see how this
Are
hero comes
you
out,
absolute
in
insane?
the competitive scene.
Calm the fuck on, man!
about that. Which
Oh,
composition, like,
you have
which team
learned
will fit the most with,
nothing!
like having Medjay on your team. What will work the best?
I think there's a lot of variety
You
actually to this.
absolute
because of the duality aspect,
twats.
you can kind of play Medjay a little bit differently depending on either
I
your
don't
situation
give
or
a shit
your
about
skill
who you
set.
can play him different.
Do
You
need to
made
use
a
big
character
mode,
with 70
or you
damage
can do staff mode and go
projectile
do that?
instead
You
of
can
just
win a
50.
1v1
But 50's
to
too
keep
much
your team
anyway.
together.
Like,
If
fuck
you play
off.
axe mode, you can actually get it done.
You have a lot of options.
Exactly.
No,
so,
no,
so
actually,
who those friends are going to
fun-
be, it depends how versatile you are. It depends.
I'm
how,
disappointed.
I think your
I
team
am
is set
actually.
for
I'm
something.
looking forward to play the
we're
character
gonna
because
watch
of the
that,
kit.
live with, like,
But
members
those
of the
feats
community
are
for the
literally
exhibition
dumb.
match that's coming in. So thank you so much, guys, for the explanation, and see you
I
soon.
just died inside.
Thanks, everybody.
See you guys.
I died inside. I'm sorry, but I died inside. When I saw that 70 damage, woo! If you don't dodge, you're basically fucked. Because you lose 70 damage on health. Why? Why, dev team? Why do you have to do this?